Hello, everybody. I'm here at the farm burning brush. Seems like I'm always cleaning stuff up here. Oh, you get tired. And I used to kind of laugh at people who would bring coolers on their truck, but I kind of think you need to bring coolers on your truck when you go working places these days. Guess I'm just getting older. I don't know, but I always want something to drink. So this is left over from Helene. Now, as you can tell, there's still brush, but that was in 2024, September. We're coming up on the summer of 2026, so at least a year and, well, I mean, we're almost 2 years now. And I don't know, you think about things and like how one storm can come through and cause you trouble. There were 12 trees down in a line on this property on the edge of the field that I had to get out. Big ones, most of them big. I mean, right here where we are, you couldn't get through. I have a little entrance to that field back there right here. That was all trees. And we piled a lot of it in the fence lines and stuff. And the neighbor here, he cut a bunch of it up, just piled it up, but it's on me. The trees weren't mine, it was the other neighbors, but I own the road that comes through here, and he lives over here, and I just own the road and the fields and the creek, and I mean most of the creek, and then, you know, all the land around everything. And so a lot of times when a tree falls, it falls on my place. When you have a nice pretty field like that, you got to keep it nice. It's a lot of work here in the Appalachians to keep a field. People don't think about it, but if you have cleared land, I mean, cleared land is nice. Don't get me wrong, but it's more work than owning woods, especially if that cleared land is bordered by woods, which it generally is. In the Appalachian Mountains, there's way more woods than there are fields. Now, fields are a premium, especially ones like that one that you can cut for hay and that are gradual enough to drive on. Around here, that's a premium piece of property. You know, it's got a little barn on it and stuff like that. It doesn't have a fence. If it had a fence, now you'd be into some money as far as that property goes. It does not have a fence. I would like to someday put a fence on it. Trespassers are kind of an issue because behind where this camera is, there's a subdivision over the hill there, and it kind of looks like a park down through here, and people like walking their dogs and stuff on this country road that belongs to me. It's just you know, I don't care that much, but at the same time, it's like, dude, like, you know, I mean, ask me for permission. You know, let's be respectful of one another. But you know, the fields are nice. It's a lot of work to keep it up. I've got a guy who cuts hay, and I don't do it on halves because I want square bales. He wants rounds. So I have him cut me an acre or so of hay, about an acre and a half, I think is what it works out to be, of square bales. And he gets to keep the remaining, I don't know, 8.5 acres of round bales on this side, and he's got another 6 on the other side that's owned by my family. And so he does both, and so he gets some pretty good, you know, maybe 15 acres of hay out of it, 14 maybe if you count my little bit that I get. And it keeps the hay cut down, but if a tree falls in the field, he just mows around it, you know, and I don't blame him. But I have to do that, right? And so that's a big job. Taking care of this property is a big job. and I did not realize it. Just weed eating around the random stuff up here. There's a couple of clearings I like to keep cut down, and so you mow those once a month or so, and then you weed eat around the barn and around the light poles and guy wires, because they don't cut that. And you know, I'm always trying to clear a fence line or something, so I'm trying to clear a little bit of land as I go, just in the fences. I'm not trying to keep clear like acres and acres and acres. I'm just trying to clear, fence lines. And I've got a tractor and a couple of little things, but tractor's head gasket's blown. That's pain. But it's not big enough to push over trees and so forth. And when I bought the property, it had been neglected. So it's a lot of work cutting trees. I mean, just that Helene hit and put me way behind on this property. I mean, I'm at least, I'd say it put me 3 years behind, because every now and then I like to come over here and clear, right? Well, all those days that I would have every now and then came over here and cleared, I spent clearing trees for Helene for the past 2 years. And so now I've got a pile at the top of the hill there where I was trying to clear out one fence line. It was about 200 foot long. And I'd cut down 60% of the trees and laid them in a line, and I was just going to burn it. All right. Well, now it's got small trees growing in it, and it's got vines growing all over it. And you can't even get to the pile underneath of it because it's got all that stuff growing on it. And so, all because of the Helene stuff. So now I'm burning the Helene pile because I can get to it, but I can't get to that pile. So I'm going to have to hire somebody, and I know somebody, but I'm going to have to hire somebody to come over here and take an excavator or something to that tree line and go ahead and clear it up for me. But I think that's where I'm at with it. I'm just going to have to hire somebody to do that. It's unfortunate because I don't like doing that, but I'm just so far behind that's what I'm going to have to do, I think. I need somebody to come over here with an excavator. And then I've got several other properties that I'm always working on. And those are, rentals and my own property and different things. And so I'm spread thin, real thin. And I need to get spread less thin, if you catch my drift. But for now, this is what I got. This is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to plug along as I can. And this weekend, I was doing work for other people this past week and weekend. That's another thing. Everybody needing stuff all the time. And, I get it. There's not many people around who can do the stuff here, at least here. And if there are, they're not doing it cheap. So, my family will call me, and I've got some clients for my contracting business that call me, and I'm happy to help, but at the same time, I got so much stuff to do that I've canceled a lot of the work, the bigger projects that I've had out, and for various reasons, not just because I want to do my own stuff, but for other reasons. I don't know. It's like when I was younger, when I was in my late teens, early 20s, even in my mid-teens, I wanted a farm and some property. And I've got it now. I've got the property. I just don't have the time to do what I want with it. And I don't have the money to pay somebody to do everything that I want all the time. I guess I could, but then I'd be broke, flat broke. I ain't doing that. You know what I mean? I'll let it sit here and cut hay on it and look pretty before I go flat broke trying to farm and not get a return. So, no, I'll do it as I've got time, and that takes the joy away when you pay someone. So that's half the fun, right? It's just coming out here and being able to build a fence and look at it and say, hey, I built that. Or build that barn, and being able to step back and be like, hey, I built that. anyway, I mean, you know, as the cycles in life progress, you find that you either don't have time, money, or health to do what you need to do. Right now, I'm in the I don't have time to do it. And I don't want to get to the I don't have health, but if I live long enough, I'll get to that point. So, yeah. I don't know. I went to somebody's graduation party today who I don't think wants me to tell the internet, but I thought about it. I thought about when I graduated 15 years ago. And you think life is going to be way different, and you're going to be way different, and you're going to be so much better than all these people that are out here just making it that you see. And you find out that that's not the case. Life has a way of beating you down. And if you manage some small successes along the way, you're doing pretty good. So, you know, and you do see some of these uber successful people, but they're successful in one form of their life, but maybe not another. And so, you know, it's a balancing act. And like I say, I've got several properties. I'm just trying to keep them all afloat. I'm trying to keep them all afloat and not lose my sanity. And I'm edging on the losing my sanity part right now. I've got a house that needs a roof. But before I can do the roof, trees need to come down, and I can't get those trees down by myself, so I'm waiting on help to get those trees down. This property needs a fence line cleared in the worst way, which it's been put on the back burner, but it's got all these piles that need burnt. And you can't get them to burn because it's either too dry and you got a burn ban, or it's too wet and it's raining sideways all the time. And you get a day like today where it's been dry for a couple days and you can't get nothing to start. Yeah. And then you have I have another property where I'm doing a full gut remodel, and it's got 2 complete units that need a full gut remodel, and it's cleared. The whole property is cleared, so it needs mowed, and it's a lot. I mean, it's over an acre of mowing. So, I mean, it's something else. I don't know. It's just something to think of. And then, you know, I've got my own property that needs a little bit of work. I need to clean up my junk. I've got junk in buildings everywhere, and I just need to organize everything. And I need to do some trim work in my own house and some cabinetry work. Can't get that done because I can't get my other stuff done, you know. So I've got my own stuff that I'd like to remodel, but I've got a roof to put on a place. I've got 2 full gut remodels to do. I've got some earthwork to do here as far as brush clearing, stuff like that. And then I've got some rocks to pull at the other place too. And then I've got tree work to do at another place, and a roof to put on. I think I already said a roof, but anyway, it's just it's crazy. And when you start thinking about all these things, it's a lot of work to keep up a place. And you multiply that whenever you buy new places, and you decide, hey, I'm going to rent something out, or I'm going to do a little farming, and I've got two pieces of property separate from one another to farm. This one, and then a much smaller one near my house. And so I got 40 acres here roughly, a little less than 40 acres, 39.5 or something like that. And then I've got about 12 acres at the house that I farm. But a lot of it's hillside trees, so really I'm only dealing with 2 or 3 acres there. But it always needs something. But it's got fences and livestock and stuff, you know. So it's its own set, and I'm building a barn over there right now, halfway through, well, 3/4 of the way through building a barn over there. And so, you know, it's always something. Like I say, I forgot about the barn build. Then I got trucks to maintain, tractors to maintain. I got to build a barn out here so I can put some of my implements out here. So think about these things whenever you want this success, or you want more stuff, or you want, you're just asking for more headaches. You're just asking for more headaches. And honestly, I'm close to selling all my stuff, except for this land and my house. Just selling the rest of it. But it's real hard when the rental property does make you some money. It does make you some money if you do all the stuff yourself. Now, you go hiring a property manager and hiring out all the work, you ain't gonna make no money. But you do get rid of the hassle. So, do you want to make money or do you want to hassle? I mean, landlording's, it's a tough game. It's a tough game. But if you're successful at it, you can make a living at it. You can eke out a living at it, is what I should say. Now, you got these people who buy 100 doors or whatever, but talk about, you buy 100 units. You talk about the stress of that. I mean, that's several full-time jobs. Especially, you can't do it all yourself then. But that's several full-time jobs. It's not feasible. And these guys buy it on debt, and so they've got the stress of making sure they're rented out, and then you've got the contractors. You don't know if they're going to rip you off or not, because you got to get it done right now. So you have to get somebody who can get in there right now, and then, what if they do a half-butt job because the good contractors are on a list? I don't know. I think you tap out at about 10 units. You have 10 units, get them paid for, and try to have a few of them paid for as it goes. You buy one, pay it off, buy another. If you're doing it that way, you could do it the Dave Ramsey way and just buy them all paid off one at a time and save your money. Or you can buy one paid off and then have one with debt. Have two paid off, two with debt, something like that. But you don't want 10 of them with debt, because you're running razor thin margin. Then you want to be able to afford it without any rentals, without any, you want to be able to pay the notes without any income coming in from the properties. If you can do that, you can make it. So you keep your job until your stuff's paid off. And then if you pay it off and you want to venture off on your own, well, you got the freedom to do that. Anyway, it's getting a little long here. Have a good one.